Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, ready concepted or not. And the sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing the truth and believing this truth toward the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwats who are listening and learning, you few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm outside from Jim Orlando Camp, coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord willing, just be edifying. And I'm going to title this lesson, The Curses Are Falling Upon Our Enemies. Lord willing, be edifying. Now this is copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. It's a Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Check this out.
What are your thoughts about abortion?
I think that the women should have the right to choose what they do with their bodies. I have to second that 110%.
I'm pro-abortion. People should have the choice if they're not ready.
Would you both support abortion all the way up to the moment of birth?
Oh yeah, I do, yes.
I have nothing against it, and I think, it's a right and a choice for people to exercise it.
I personally wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't restrict anyone.
Pro-choice, for sure. In one word, can you describe your thoughts on what you saw?
Disturbing. Barbaric. Yeah.
It's a form of just taking life and just throw it in the trash. That's too much for me. I have children.
No, I don't think any kid, any baby, any infant, any fetus should go through that. No.
That's not okay. That's not okay. That changes my opinion.
The videos that you guys showed me has changed my mind.
Seeing that was really sad.
My name is Dr. Anthony Levatino. I'm a practicing obstetrician gynecologist, and I've performed over 1,200 abortions. Today I'm going to describe a second trimester surgical abortion called dilatation and evacuation, or D&E. The D&E is performed between 13 and 24 weeks of pregnancy. After administering anesthesia, the abortionist uses a weighted speculum, like this one, that opens the vagina widely. Because second trimester babies are so large, this greater access facilitates a late-term abortion. Late-term abortion requires that the cervix be prepared 24 to 48 hours in advance with laminaria. Laminaria is a type of sterilized seaweed that absorbs water over 8 to 12 hours and swells to several times its original diameter. Once removed, metal dilators can be used to further open the cervix as needed. Once the cervix has been stretched open, the suction tube is placed inside. A baby at 20 weeks gestation is as big as the length of my hand, from head to rump, not counting the legs. The suction machine is turned on, and pale yellow amniotic fluid surrounding the baby is suctioned out through the catheters. But babies this big, they don't fit through catheters this size. The baby's bones and skull are too strong to be torn apart by suction alone. This is a Sofer clamp. A Sofer clamp is made of stainless steel. It's about 13 inches long. The business end is about 2.5 inches long and 1/2 inch wide, and there are rows of sharp teeth. This is a grasping instrument. When it gets a hold of something, it does not let go. The abortionist uses this clamp to grasp an arm or leg. Once he has a firm grip, the abortionist pulls hard in order to tear the limb from the baby's body. One by one, the rest of the limbs are removed, along with the intestines, the spine, and the heart and lungs. Usually the most difficult part of the procedure is extracting the baby's head, which is about the size of a large plum at 20 weeks. The head is grasped and crushed. The abortionist knows he has crushed the skull when a white substance comes out of the cervix. This was the baby's brains. The abortionist then removes skull pieces. He removes the placenta and any leftover parts of the baby with a curette, scraping the lining of the uterus for any remaining tissue. The abortionist then collects the baby parts and reassembles them to make sure that there are 2 arms, 2 legs, and all the pieces. Once all the parts have been accounted for, the abortion is complete. For the woman, this procedure carries a significant risk of major complications, including perforation or laceration of the uterus or cervix, with possible damage to the bowel, bladder, and other maternal organs. Infection and hemorrhage can also occur, which can even lead to death. Future pregnancies are also at greater risk for loss or premature delivery due to abortion-related trauma and injury to the cervix. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'm Dr. Anthony Levatino, and in the early part of my career as an OBGYN, I performed over 1,200 abortions. One day, after completing one of those abortions, I looked at the remains of a preborn child whose life I had ended, and all I could see was someone's son or daughter. I came to realize that killing a baby at any stage of pregnancy for any reason is wrong. I want you to know today, no matter where you're at or what you've done, you can change. Make a decision today to protect the preborn. Thank you for your time.
Now, I was watching Corey Holcomb. It was last week. Okay, this is last week. Now, last week maybe it was the week before. It could have been last week. I brought out the numbers about the abortions between Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the numbers between Israelite women and Edomite women, right? And the abortions the numbers say that so-called white women get more abortions than so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitian women. Okay? But Esau uses his media to lie and say more black women, more so-called black women and Latino women get abortions more than so-called white women. Well, that's not according to the numbers. Now I'm going to play this clip from this show, Corey Holcomb, 5150, right? Because they mention it. I brought the numbers out at camp, I think it was a week or 2 ago. I brought the numbers out. I pulled the article up. And I also went back into the article before I started this lesson and did the numbers. They counted state by state. Now, 20 of the states they didn't count. Okay? They didn't count 20 of the states. So, for the 30 states that they did count, the numbers for so-called white women is 1,361. The numbers for so-called black women and Latino women is 917 in abortions. So you got 1,361 abortions for so-called white women and 917 for so-called Negro and Latino women. Okay? So this is what they say. When you do shows, you have to have numbers. You have to be on point because somebody will try to come behind you and say, you went off. And on this show, they do their homework. So check this out.
So I have been trying my best not to go into this shit, but I gotta talk about this too. Why do you think abortions are being banned in all these hillbilly ass states? question motherfuckers need to talk about.
Well, usually in something this huge, it's always follow the money. And the majority of all this, how it started was like politicians and their
In our case, we're following the curses. This is about the curses, man. But let's listen.
followers are claiming, oh, well, we're these Christian folks that don't believe in that. And then it got the ball going. Because all those guys, are you really serious that all those people that are pushing that agenda, that they really are totally against it and they don't do it? Come on, sometimes those are the worst people. That's like these guys that talk about, those Republicans that are like, oh, we're against, they're kind of homophobic, or they're against, against gays and stuff like that. And they'll be the worst ones. They'll be the first ones in those airport stalls doing that little touch foot thing over. I mean, it happens like that, where they'll go into like a topic, and they'll be the worst people about it. So I think these people are they're just like seeking votes, the power. If you think about it, at the end of the day, it's a power move.
Well,
two different ways. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. You can hit it.
Two different ways you can look at it. Because people don't like to believe white women get abortion. They're
the highest ones,
They're
right?
the highest ones getting abortion. So, their race is declining. So, if you could stop them from getting abortions, then you can save your race.
Thanks.
You can preserve your race.
Right.
That's one way you can look at it.
Yeah, that was.
Now we already know this. Now, according to statistics, according to the so-called white man's statistics, they have an epidemic in suicide rate. Okay? They have a higher margin in suicide rate amongst the so-called whites. They have an opioid epidemic amongst the so-called whites. And they dying. Suicide, opioids epidemic. Okay? This is statistics now. Facts. They are dying faster than they are being born because they're not reproducing. Because most of their women are cleaving to so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitian men. These are facts. So, it only makes sense they're trying to preserve and save their race. This is facts. Let's run it back.
Why do you think abortions are being banned in all these hillbilly ass states? That's the question motherfuckers need to talk about.
Well, usually in something.
Now they said that for whites in the U.S. it's 33%, and for blacks it's 38%. That's a lie, man. But we know they use their media to deceive the world. But let's listen again.
This huge, it's always follow the money, and the majority of all this, how it started was like politicians and their followers are claiming, oh, well, we're these Christian folks that don't believe in that.
And one of the brothers just put in the chat earlier this week that Bill Gates' daughter is dating a Jake. Okay? Bill Gates' daughter is dating a Jake, man. These so-called white women are cleaving to so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And the scripture tell you that they would. In the book of Job, it tells you that they're going to cleave to these Jakes, and they are not going to be cleaving to the so-called white man. But let's listen.
And then it got the ball going. Because all those guys, are you really serious that all those people that are pushing that agenda, that they really are totally against it and they don't do it? Come on, sometimes those are the worst people. That's like these guys that talk about, those Republicans that are like, oh, we're against, they're kind of homophobic, or they're against gays and stuff like that. And they'll be the worst ones. They'll be the first ones in those airport stalls doing that little touch foot thing over. I mean, it happens like that, where they'll go into like a topic, and they'll be the worst people about it. So I think these people are They're just like seeking votes, the power. If you think about it, at the end of the day, it's a power move.
Well,
There's two different ways.
go ahead. You can go ahead. You can hit
There's
it.
two different ways you can look at it. Because people don't like to believe white women get abortion. But they're
the highest ones,
They're
right?
the highest ones getting abortion. So their race is declining. So if you could stop them from getting abortions, then you can
Aristotle,
save your
right.
race.
Thanks.
You can preserve your race.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
one way
that
you
was
can look
brought
at
up.
it.
Yeah, that was.
Another way you look at it is they running out of workers. They, like right now, people ain't really working like that. You know what I'm saying? More people having a more entrepreneurial mindset, and they understand that people that come from poor communities most of the time are where they get their workers from. So if you don't have to, if women are getting pregnant and they're not
Kevin
financially.
Fox, you're right. Kevin Fox.
So you're saying they're killing off future future people that are going to
How
work
they
in those
killing them off
jobs?
if they stop the abortion?
But so where are you going? Go ahead, finish.
So if they're forcing them to still have children and they're forcing them into a poverty lifestyle, then they get to get their workers.
They're creating
still,
more workers, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They still keep that's following the money.
If that's
what
the
you
case,
said.
they would allow all those immigrants that they're trying to keep from over across, but they would allow them to come in and have them do the jobs.
Your homeboy came on the show, Ryan, and he talked about numbers.
Okay.
This is a case of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
See, the politicians and people in charge are aware of what's happening. The Caucasian people who run this nation are aware of what's happening. All the dirt that has been done by Caucasian people since they invaded this nation, all of the dirt they do to keep us from growing, it is them who are fading off.
You see? That's the curses. This is what we're talking about. And this is mainstream news, man. Everybody know this. This is Deuteronomy 28. Let me read verse 30 here. It reads, Deuteronomy 30:1, Salakia. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power have driven thee, and shall return unto Yahweh thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power have scattered thee. And this is happening now by we are waking up to the truth. Right? Now, verse 7 reads, And Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Okay?
In big numbers.
Right.
It's hard for them to explain it that way because their master plan will be exposed.
And they control the media, man. Okay? So they're keeping the numbers here. But the numbers is not here. You just got to do your homework.
The truth is, Caucasian people are dwindling off. I'm talking about the pure blood white motherfuckers. Because of black dick.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's beige babies everywhere.
I can't out with this guy.
I'm telling you, it's beige babies everywhere. Go to motherfucking, what was that state we went to? Besides Iowa.
Minnesota got mixed babies like a mother.
Utah has a lot of
Go to Utah. Go everywhere you want to go in this nation. All you see is mixed couples.
This is Job 27. And I'm going to start here at verse 13. It reads, "This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring should not be satisfied with bread." Right? It reads, verse 15, "Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep." So, the so-called white women are not weeping for the so-called white men. They are cleaving to so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitian men. Okay?
It's a problem.
That's coming next, is what people say.
The number one problem,
Can't stop that.
besides them killing off their babies and not wanting them, man, them hoes are fucking on drugs and they don't get respect for their white boyfriends or whatever either.
I just read it. Job 27 and 15. It said, "Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep." Because see, the curses that was on us. Let's read. I want to read this. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and 9. It reads, Salaki, Lamentations 4 and 3. It reads, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones." Our women don't like to breastfeed. This devil done got them giving their kids Similac and Gerber and all this garbage, right? Well, the Lord gave you breast so you can feed your children. That's what they there for. So it says, "Even the sea monsters draw out their breasts. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel like the ostriches, in the wilderness." So the Lord said, even sea monsters draw out their breasts for the young ones, the whales, the dolphins, right? All the animals, man. The bears, the cats, the dogs, the lions, the tigers, sea monsters, and earthly beasts give their child their nipples to suck, man, for that milk. That's real nourishment, okay? Even the sea monsters draw out their breasts. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel like the ostrich in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleave to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. That's these women. Don't want to feed their kids. Don't want to nourish their kids, man. Because Esau done taught them to do what? To gad abroad. They gave them liberty to gad abroad. Okay? Now, it said like the ostrich in the wilderness, right? And the precept to Lamentations 4 and 4 is Job 39. Listen to this. This is Job 39 and verse 13. It reads, it say, "Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them." And what is these heathen known as? Wild beasts. The Lord tell you, he say, he called all the beasts of the field to come to devour. When you read in let's read it. Jeremiah 12, right? Jeremiah 12 and 9, the Lord say, "My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble, all the beasts of the field come to devour." It tell you in Jeremiah 5 that a leper shall watch over our cities, right? You got wolves. Let's read that. Making these points. Jeremiah 5 and 6 it reads, "Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evenings shall spoil them. A leper shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased." You see, the Lord cold, man. This is what's been going on to our people. And these devils push liberty to our women to destroy them, to destroy the houses. That's why I say this in Proverbs 14. The women are cruel to their own kids, man. Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Because Esau destroyed our women, tell them that they can be head of the house, man. Okay? Now they working, and the TV and the internet and Twitter and tweet and social media is raising the kids, man. Cause now everybody, these mamas and these parents is buying their kids these phones. Now they get to go on YouTube and watch all this stupid crap that's on YouTube or any social media site, because the kids making Facebook accounts and Twitter accounts, right? So now social media is raising your kids, destroying them with garbage. Now you got a bunch of so-called young men growing up around here. Everybody walking around with Crocs on, man. Effeminate, emotional, beta male, simp, young men walking around with Crocs on, man. These young men today going to school with slides and Crocs on, man. What is going on? Esau have destroyed our people, man. Let's get back to Job 39. This is Job 39 in verse 13. It says, Gavest thou goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth. It's talking about you women, dealing with you women, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beasts may break them. And the wild beasts is destroying our people, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. Verse 16, it say, she is hardened against her young ones, like I said in Lamentations 4. They don't even want to give their kids the breast when they have infant babies. She is hardened against her young ones. You hear them cussing their kids out all the time. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labors is in vain without fear. Why? Because the Lord said, because God have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. So when you read Jeremiah 31:22, when it says a woman shall come past a man, that came from the liberation from Esau, Edom, man. Let's read that real quick. Ecclesiastes 25:25 reads, it say, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. It's Ecclesiastes 26:8. A drunken woman and a gadder abroad cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. They ain't doing it. They don't care about the kids, man. They ain't trying to get right or do right by their kids or by their men. It's Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And who gave this liberty? You guessed it. Esau Edom, the so-called white man.
You see a lot of dysfunction in Black and Latino families on TV. But trust me.
You see? We just read it. And it comes from Esau Edom by giving them liberty. But like he finna say,
Me when I tell you. You saw when old girl was in court and she snipped the cocaine in the motherfucking paper? That ain't no po bitch. That ain't no dirt broke bitch. I'm telling you, they are destroying themselves. They are destroying themselves in a rate where the people in charge say, we got to stop the abortions.
this time about so-called white women destroying themselves. Because now the Lord putting these curses on them, man. These curses is on the heathen nations, starting with Esau Edom, man. You don't have to believe it. Watch what's going on in the news daily, man.
Because we are fading away. For them to put their foot down and say, look, bitch, you can't kill another white baby. Because that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
What did the Lord say? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians has always been the majority. Okay? Always. You have always been the superior, and they have always been inferior. They just use their social media, their media, their medium, their witchcraft to deceive the world. The Lord said we like the sand of the sea. Okay? You know how much sand on the beach shore? You couldn't even stick a teaspoon in the sand and count the sand grains that's in that teaspoon. Okay? You'll be the rest of your life trying to count a teaspoon full of sand, man. The Lord say we're like the sand on the beach, man. We're like the stars in heaven. It's Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power. The Lord said we're like the sand on the beach, man. The stars in heaven. We have always been more. Always. Because the Lord is dealing with you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. We are the apple of the Lord's eye. But on this side, he's only dealing with the hopeful elect.
Preserving the Caucasian race. You can't kill another one, bitch. God damn.
That's why, in connection with that, people are connecting the whole mixed marriage topic too. That's why. What's his name? What was the actor's name? Your boy Samuel. Was it Samuel Jackson? Yeah.
Samuel Jackson married to a black woman.
No, I know. I was gonna say.
I'm just putting that out there.
He's the first one though to put that like a meme or something out there, or he expressed himself. He said it about Clarence Thomas because he was like, that's the next thing they're gonna do. If you want to go back and overturn something, yes, they can overturn the
Roe versus Wade.
Mixed marriages to be illegal again, and that would include Clarence Thomas because he's married to a white woman.
Well, they gonna figure something out because these niggas fucking these white hoes all over the nation. Where did I just come from? It's a country ass town, Omaha.
In Omaha?
Man, when I was in Omaha, dog, all them hoes had black guys.
Oh, I heard that. It's heavy.
All them white hoes.
I ain't helping y'all.
right.
I ain't helping y'all.
What you say you want to do?
I
What?
said, you gonna go there, Marcus? And he
I'm
said
not
he
helping
don't
y'all
want
niggas build a race back.
He said he
Marcus said he don't want a white woman.
Yeah,
I believe him.
That pure
But
black.
hold on. You a fucking white bitch?
Yeah, he said that before, but
I ain't say I wouldn't do that.
I know you a fucking white
Say
bitch.
that.
I don't give a fuck what race you are. They got bad bitches in every race. Everyone. I seen a cold Samoan bitch. Head big than a motherfucker. But this was a bad bitch.
I'm wearing a condom with a white woman. Absolutely.
Nah.
You wearing a condom.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm wearing a condom with a white woman. Absolutely.
Now they mentioned Omaha, right? I got the list here. Let's see. Well, there's Omaha, Nebraska. So, okay, so they don't got that number on here. But the numbers, I got the list right here. Let me show you this list. This is the list. Okay? This is the list. And you see white and black. Most of these states, it's more white numbers than black. You can see. You see the white for Wyoming. Salakia. You see the white for Wyoming. 61. Virginia 83. Vermont 90. Blacks 4%. I did the numbers. I don't see Omaha on here. I did the numbers, man. And it's showing that it's more white women getting abortions than blacks. I pulled it out last week, and they just mentioned it in this video, man. So, yeah, I just want to make that point, man. Okay? They finna go into some other stuff. But they made the point about, and it statistically showed, man. This is facts. The Lord put the curses on these heathens, man. Okay, they have a suicide rate, ODing rate. They have a opioid epidemic. And they are dying faster than they can be born, man. They ain't reproducing, man. Why? Because Yahweh Shema Shai have these curses on them, man. That's what it is. They are dying faster than they can be born, man. The Lord is showing us what time it is. It's the curses, man. And we don't have too much more long. We don't have too much more long, man. So that's why these devils got to come down with great wrath, like I tell you in Revelation 12 and 12, man. And who and let's read this. In Revelation chapter 12 and 17, it reads this. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keepeth the commandments of God, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So you see, that time is running out, man. Let's get this in Job. This is Job 21. This is Job 21 and 20. Job 21 and 19, it reads, God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. What pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? You see, the numbers of their months is being cut off, man. This is Job 14 and 5. It reads, seeing his days are determined, the numbers of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So, the Lord say this, when you read Lamentations 4, right? In 21, he said, rejoice and be glad. So in end, the Lord say this is Job 11:20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of the ghost. Lord was edifying. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. The honors to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, wicked of the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, you few sisters who are listening and learning. The Lord was edifying. Till next time, I say shalom. Wa abat babal. The wife for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up.